Hey all, welcome back. Happy Monday. I'm glad to see that your bios are up on the board, and one of my first tasks this week will be to check those out and really dig in, get to know who I'm working with. I'm excited to share this process with you guys and to see what you come up with. This really is one of the most exciting weeks of the quarter because the energy of brainstorming and searching for what our magazine might look like, what kinds of things we might publish this quarter is brimming, and the weather is just so conducive for that brainstorming energy right now. Hopefully you guys can get outside while you're doing your online learning, soak up some vitamin D, and take some risks. Be creative, be curious. Let's talk about what's due, and I'll give you some advice in this video that doesn't exist written anywhere else. So this is it. Good thing you're watching. All right, due this Thursday, post your pitches. I believe that I share with you guys, a minimum of 3, a maximum of 5 ideas. No need to overachieve. 3 is fine. It's just that if you really want to mull it over, you're welcome to share more. I want those by Thursday night. That's why I gave you guys the sneak peek last week. That doesn't mean the ideas can't evolve and shift and change over time, but we need to get a head start on all of this. And make sure that you read the instructions. What you want to do is go in and edit the post you already made where you shared your journalist bio and put your pitches right there below your bio. And the reason is we're just now getting to know each other and we're online. So we're trying to keep the ideas associated with the journalist who's pitching them so that we can have a better understanding of how authentic, how energized, how motivated you might be, depending on who you are and what you're bringing to the table for that specific pitch. We want these topics to be authentic. We want them to have some kind of personal connection. That connection doesn't have to be obvious. You just need to be able to explain it at some point later on. So post the pitches for the community to weigh in by Thursday. By Sunday, do the weighing in. So there's some really specific instructions there as well that will guide you to evaluate each other's pitches. You're not just doing that based off of, that's the one I like. There's a little bit of that because you're a potential audience member. And every single one of you, if we were actually in class, if one of you pitched an idea, the other 19 journalists wouldn't all rate them in the same way because we all have different interests and whatnot. So that's why getting input from the community can be interesting. You don't have to listen to the community in that you choose the pitch next week that the community seems to want you to choose, but you should listen to them where if they didn't choose the one that you wanted the most, that means you might have to dress up or work a little harder to gain our attention, to make your pitch a little bit more enticing for the audience. All right, but like I said, it's not just your own criteria. There are really specific expectations of the kinds of articles that Exchangers Magazine publishes, so I'm expecting you guys to be referring to that. But let me just give you a snapshot of what the pitches resource or project page includes, and then elaborate, like I said, on the pieces that aren't in the materials yet that only come from this video. All right. On the pitches page, you'll get just a description, and then you'll get a video. Video number 1 tells you what is Exchangers. Don't just buy in like it's a fake magazine. There's a mission statement, kind of like a mood, a vibe, if you will. So check out that short video. Video number 2 is developing a pitch through research. Research is really internet surfing or internet browsing, or following a rabbit hole. And I, in that video, model what it would look like to open multiple tabs and not stay too long on any one page, because if you're out there looking for something unique, you're gonna have to click a little bit more than maybe you have in the past. Video number 3, essential. If you do not watch this video, you might not get approval on your pitch. My number 1 comment whenever I get the pitches, if I have to make a correction, is that you don't have, is that someone has not pitched like a problem solution, or going backwards, somebody hasn't pitched something that fits the mission of Exchangers in terms of being fresh, authentic, underdog, etc. But that third video, stasis theory, talks about the parts of a problem, the parts of an argument. So you want to make sure that you can kind of predict or project that the topic you're selecting will fit into that mold in time. I mean, don't be perfectionists about this. That's why we're a team. That's why I'm the editor. That's why it's a process. Typically, when somebody pitches something, if it doesn't fit that, we can work together within 3 days and finesse it. So it's okay if you're just struggling to get it there, but I want to make sure that you at least watch the video and attempt. I also gave you some sample pitches. I've got so many better ones. I should really update this, but maybe it'll just challenge you to seek out really cool stuff. And then I bullet out, not just the video, but what are some of the values of exchangers, so you can kind of check that like a rubric. Oh, and then I did give you some more sample topics. Helpful places to start. So Netflix, documentaries, TED Talks, obviously, Good Magazine, Vox Magazine. These ones just kind of National Geographic. These magazines tend to publish the less common articles. I'm not going to places like CNN or Fox because those places are just providing the stories that we're all hearing all the time. We're getting kind of burned out on. They're important stories. It's not what Exchangers does. So it's not that they're bad or that there's a good, it's just that's not what Exchangers does. And then lastly, I give you a statement of your journalist rights, which that kind of ties into what I'm going to talk about right now. The thing that is only in this video. Number 1, consider yourself. So your job here is to choose something that you will be motivated to write about for 9 weeks, let's say, because now we lost 1 week. We're down 1 week. Only you can know what's going to keep you motivated. You know that feeling when somebody assigns something, you're like, oh, it's just boring, I'm not into it. You can take control here and craft something that you're going to be into. Not just what are you going to be into, what are you in the mood for? What do you have the capacity for right now? Are you burned out on writing things about a certain topic because you've done it so many times and maybe it's a heavy topic and maybe you're not in the mood for that? I've had students write about surviving and escaping a cult. And so sometimes it's just not the quarter to do that work. And sometimes it is. So first step, consider yourself. Like what's really going to motivate you? What's within your comfort zone in terms of exposing your personal connection to this topic versus not? What do you want, something fun and lighthearted? Do you want something deep and heavy and intricate and complex? Up to you. Step number 2, consider others. Consider the community. You are making this choice for yourself. You are also subjecting your fellow journalists to whatever this thing is. And you don't have to hold back, but you just need to be aware and self-assess. Like, what are you getting yourself into if you choose something that is complex, might stir things up, might cause tension. I'm here to support you with that. There's more on the project page about this, but the point is that if you make that choice, you have to show up for that work because you're going to get challenged. You're going to get heightened emotions in response to your work, and that's what you signed up for. That's okay. Just think about what you're signing up for and assess if you have the resources that you need, the personal resources to endure whatever that is. And at times think about, is this a compassionate topic? Am I able to approach it compassionately in a way that will serve my community of journalists? And then last is just consider the sources. So if it's a topic that's really personal to you and you don't have a desire to hear and to learn more, or if it's a topic where you feel like you already know a lot and you don't really think that there is more to research and discover and uncover, then it's not the right topic for this context. You have to maintain some level of curiosity and willingness to want to go read about, find out more. There has to be some holes in what you already know. Otherwise, it's not going to work for the demand on research and sources and whatnot that you'll be faced with in this specific course environment. So that's it. Consider yourself, consider your direct community, and consider the research, the sources. If you're willing to subject your idea to research, to allow it to change and morph as you learn. Reach out if you guys need me, but you're going to put out 3 to 5 pitches. At the very start of next week, you're going to get comments from me, green light, red light, yellow light on these, and then next week you'll be submitting proposals. You'll be saying, I chose this one, and here's why, and I'm ready to go, and we'll start drafting and doing other things. You can peek ahead if you want, otherwise just stay right here on this updates page, follow the links below. The only thing due this week, Thursday pitches, Sunday replies to pitches, and then eagerly await comments from your peers, from me, to get ready to choose one. Hope you guys are having an awesome start to your week, and look out for some comments from me soon.